You're listening to a WJHS Studios production. Welcome to Media in the Making, a podcast where we look at the evolution of media and its changes in all of us, one invention at a time. In this podcast series, we ask, how has different forms of media evolved, and how have these changed culture? This is Media in the Making, where media and culture are always changing. Now, let's take a step back in time.
Hadouken! Finish him!
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Gaming, an activity that is enjoyed by roughly 1/4 of the world population, stands as an ever-expanding staple in media and our culture. Gaming is so unbelievably popular for one undeniable thing: its unlimited capability. Gaming serves as an amazing medium for things like storytelling, problem solving, social interaction, and even showcasing the highs and lows of the world around us. And gaming sure has come a long way. From jumping over Goombas in Mario on the N64, to hitting a sweet kickflip on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on the PlayStation 2, and now, even being able to swing around a realistic model of New York City in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. As I stated before, gaming is ever expanding. But how did we get here? Where did it all start? Well, that's what I'm here to answer today. To answer this question, we're going to need to go all the way back to 1972. Sunnyvale, California. The year was 1972, and the world had just had its first wave of colored televisions release. Around this release, two business partners, Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney, wanted to invest their time and money towards testing the capabilities of modern technology. They spent time researching, but didn't personally come to many functioning conclusions. That's when they found who would be considered one of the first video game designers, Alan Alcorn. With a mere $250 and 100 lines of code, Alan constructed the very first arcade cabinet. This cabinet was a tall brown and yellow box with the words Pong written across the top. The concept of the game was so simple. As Alan described it, it was simply a simulation of table tennis. This was such a revolutionary invention, and with all ideas as such, word spread quickly of the viral video game. Companies wanted to buy the game, consumers wanted to play it, and the whole world was willing to pay for it. With an unbelievable commercial success, Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney decided that it would be the best time to start their own incorporation. This newfound incorporation fell under the now well-known name Atari. Soon after, Atari realized the potential of this machine. With a low production cost and high demand, the company was ready to hike prices to an all-time high, and without any doubt, this idea worked greatly. The whole world wanted a chance to get the newest high score, and to them, money didn't matter. This money went into producing more games like Space Race and Grand Track 10. Both of these games were seen as commercial failures, which encouraged other companies to start research and development on video games. This era created another unbelievably popular name in gaming: Nintendo. Nintendo proved to be the most successful gaming studio, making absolutely smash hits like Donkey Kong, Galaga, and last but clearly not least, Super Mario. And after all of this, companies like Sony and Microsoft started development of the very popular PlayStation and Xbox. Games like Halo and God of War were absolutely sweeping the internet, and the stage had finally been set for a generation of true gamers. And to think, the billions of dollars spent on production, consumption, and deployment, and many other accessories, all because of less than 100 lines of code. So, where does all of this leave us? Well, for starters, consoles like the Xbox and the PlayStation are still very popular and ever expanding to operate on higher graphics and processing to allow for better games to be produced. Also, companies like Meta and Apple have been heavy in their research on creating better and more accessible VR and AR technology, like the Meta Quest and the Apple Vision Pro. These are all super exciting developments and will heavily impact the future generations. This has been Media in the Making, a WJHS production.